There isn't much better than getting out and sailing the world's oceans on a well-founded sailboat, like this beautiful Wiley 43. But with so many options available, how do you decide which one to get? The way they advertise, big boat manufacturers would like you to think that buying and owning a boat is like buying and owning a car. I'm going to explain why it's not, and how you should approach buying a boat instead. Big car manufacturers make hundreds of thousands of cars every year and have the ability to make most of the parts of the car themselves. Much of the manufacturing is highly automated, so there is a high degree of consistency amongst the cars that came off the production line days or even months apart. They also have local dealerships and service centers which are a big part of the ownership experience. In other words, they are largely responsible for all aspects of the success or failure of the car. But even the biggest boat manufacturers only make hundreds of boats a year, and much of the work is still done by hand. And they are very reliant on third-party manufacturers for pretty much everything that isn't the hull. For example, this Bavaria has Jefa steering, Lumar winches, B&G instruments, and a Yanmar engine. This Juno has Lumar steering, Harken winches, Raymarine instruments, and a Yanmar engine. And the masts on both boats are from Selden and virtually identical. Pretty much everything that makes these boats function comes from a third party, and not the boat manufacturer itself. If anything fails, you don't go back to the boat manufacturer, you go to a local boatyard which will be reimbursed by the manufacturer if it's a warranty job. And the same boatyard will serve all manufacturers. They will also repair all the attached components, so there's very little reliance on the original manufacturer. In many ways, buying a boat is much more like buying a house than a car. You look at the layout, how well the previous owner cared for it, and what equipment is installed. You look for the best fit for your lifestyle and how you plan to use it, regardless of the builder, and you should do the same for a boat. But now that I've said the manufacturer doesn't matter, there are a few areas where it does, but not for the reasons you'd expect. Bigger manufacturers have larger production runs, and owners of their boats form amazing support communities, where you can ask any question about your boat, and somebody else has likely encountered that problem and solved it. For example, the owners of more than 1,000 Catalina 42s have formed a robust owner support network to help you solve pretty much any problem imaginable. On the other hand, you may find yourself feeling isolated and struggling with issues on one-off custom builds, or smaller production runs, even if they are technically better built. Boats with larger production runs are also easier to sell, because there is a larger market looking for them, because people feel more confident in having something to compare to. One-off boats can sit on the market for months or years, because buyers are afraid of them, which is a shame because many of them are actually better. So if you're asking which brand of boat is best, you're essentially asking the wrong question. The question you should be asking is, which layout is best for how I intend to use the boat, and which makes and models of boats meet that criteria? An even more important question might be, what is the condition and installed equipment? And the answer to this has much more to do with the previous owner than the manufacturer. What's your boat buying experience? Leave a comment below and let us know. And if you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe to my channel.